Welcome to Cohesive Friendship Unit. I am Chris. I'm with Jake,
Hey guys.
Brian,
What's going on?
and that's it. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about No Man's Sky Abyss and Visions update. But real quick, if you like this video, please throw us a like. Comment down below what you guys think about these updates if you've checked them out. And congrats to the Retro Sports Gamer for winning our giveaway. We currently have another winner. We're still waiting to figure out who that is. But every subscription enters you for a chance to win some nice Steam codes. So please subscribe. You can check that out on the front page of our
When's
channel.
the next winner going to be announced?
The next winner will be announced when somebody claims the code.
At 190 subs, right?
Well, we already have another winner, so they're gonna claim their code. But then, yeah, once we hit 190 subs, we'll have a new winner. 200 subs, another winner. 210. We're giving away a ton of codes here. Okay, so real quick, No Man's Sky. 2 updates dropped in like weirdly rapid succession. Right around Halloween, we got the Abyss trailer, and shortly thereafter, we got the Visions trailer. Brian is our No Man's Sky, Abyss, and Visions expert, probably. Jake is probably right underneath him, and I have checked it out for a couple hours. So you guys are going to be doing a lot of the talking. I'm going to be doing more of the asking, I guess. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of Abyss? Because that was the first one. Like it?
Like it quite a bit.
So that's
It's pretty amazing.
yeah, so let's just talk about, so let's in general talk about if it's worth logging back into No Man's Sky to check this out. Like, let's keep that in mind. And the Abyss
That
is,
would be a big yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
so for a couple of reasons. One, they've rolled out a lot of like little updates that make the game a lot easier to play. Like you can just quick transfer items to other inventories now. You don't have to go through the clunky inventory system. And when I saw it on the release thing, I was like, I don't know what I think about that, but it works quite well.
Well, to be
Um,
fair, that was in the game originally, and then they took it out, and then they put it back in.
Well, good on you for putting it back in, Sean.
So good job, Sean.
Good job,
Good
Sean.
job, Sean.
Listening to the people.
The other thing that I noticed is we didn't really have any crashing problems or issues like that with multiplayer.
True.
Like we had 3 people on, and usually that was like where the problems started.
Did you two do any missions together?
Not
We
yet.
did not.
Okay, yeah, because I want to see if those are fixed. But yeah, I agree. It was I was actually surprised, like, watching Jake and you move around, how, like,
Yeah, it's
steady
a
that
lot
was.
smoother.
And all the
So I-
base stuff seems to be working better, too.
I did experience what I think are bugs with the multiplayer, and a lot of it was like underwater stuff. Yesterday when we were playing it, I couldn't use the mining beam underwater. And I had a couple bugs with the quest to get the Nautilon. We were playing online, and I had to go to single player to kind of progress it. But
Okay.
besides that, it's been a lot more stable from what we've seen.
What about the
So-
content of the Abyss?
So I was really surprised at how much, like how awesome it was being underwater. I don't know about you, Brian, but it was surprising. It like just adding a couple more plants and animals, and it's like
It
adding a
adds-
second half to the game, really.
It really does add another dimension to it, and like it gives you come across planets that are just all water, and they were completely useless. But now you can, and like there's good shit underwater. Like
Yeah.
I mean, for me, the Nautilon quest was like a 20-minute thing. Jake, it took a lot longer because it kept. I don't know if that was because you went to a different planet and it went a lot quicker. It was like 2 or 3 minutes instead of like
Yeah.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
But for me, it was really quick. And when you fully upgrade the thing, you can scan for crashed freighters, you can scan for sunken starships, and all sorts of really specific things. So if you want to like salvage a freighter, you can go underwater and search for a freighter specifically and just go right to it once you built the Nautilon. So it's really powerful in that regard. I think it gives, like I said, another dimension to something that was kind of like you would go underwater previously and it would be like, this is it. Like you expected a little bit more out of it. And I don't know, like I think there's probably a lot of opportunities for secondary quests there, since it is pretty easy to complete the Nautilon quest, and it triggers it automatically as soon as you log in.
But so that's it though. So there's the quest to get the Nautilon and like get the underwater base stuff going.
There might be another one. I haven't really looked into that too much.
But the actual content is the like quest content's light, but like the biome content and stuff is pretty heavy.
The biome content's heavy, and you get a lot of stuff at the end of the Nautilon quest. Like you get
A lot of base parts.
you get a ton of base parts.
Yeah.
So the underwater bases are mostly working. There are some issues with like water
going
going
from
between
above.
the element,
Yeah.
the pieces, but it's better than it was before. I guess you could build underwater, but it didn't really work. Now it mostly works, and it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some issues. Like I had a lot of trouble building the base that I built at first because the underwater parts right now are only restricted to just underwater, and the hitbox on that is really quite big. So the thing is, it looks to you like it's underwater, but it might slosh, with the waves. It might slosh over the top and become exposed. So the game considers it as not underwater, and you have to go down really deep to build something that goes from the surface out into the water. You can fix that with like a surface airlock module, or there's a bunch of really easy ways that they could fix that, or even just getting rid of the splashing thing when you go between. That's really the only problem with building something that goes from the surface to underwater, is that it plays the splashing sound like you're jumping into the water as you're going down through where the water line would be, and it kind of shows it. It's not super visible, but it does kind of show it. I would think that those would both be really easy fixes.
And you saw some spooky fish, right?
Oh yeah,
We did.
there's a couple of different kinds. There's the big ones, and there's the other ones that, go check them out for yourself. I would say it's definitely worth, even if they hadn't come out with the Visions update, I would say that the Abyss update was worth playing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I just jumped into the water for like 20 minutes and I saw a bunch of stuff that I had not seen. And I had been to several all water planets and looked at the water before. So it's pretty stark.
There's new elements and stuff too.
Yeah.
There's a couple of new elements, and you can find stuff that, minerals that you wouldn't necessarily find on the surface, that like pure ferrite deposit or pure ferrite minerals and stuff like that just make it easier to build bases or whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, I think the Abyss update has some issues, but it's very good. And yeah, in conjunction with the Visions update, I think they've put a lot of focus on the exploration rather than like quests and that kind of stuff, which is great because that's exactly what this game is about. And I think they hit that pretty well.
Yeah, let's talk Visions and let's talk like kind of like what we want in the future. So Visions, that was really unexpected, I think. And content-wise, it's kind of vague, but I think we've all agreed that we've seen some aspect of Visions.
Yeah.
So it looks like sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so Visions is a lot of, visual updates and changes. As a quick summary, they added a lot of new hazardous plants, and then new exploration things to do, like trophies that you can pick up, new archaeological stuff that you can get, new things that you can get from relics and temples. They updated the freighters, so there's a lot of, I guess, little tidbitty
Yeah.
visual updates.
I think this is something that'll pay its dues the more you play. Like, it looks like there's generally denser foliage, more biological horrors, like more types of biomes. I think like the more you play, the more you'll get out of this update, because you're not going to necessarily see it all in one place.
Yeah, it's definitely like a foundational type thing that
Yeah.
improves the base game more than any
Yeah.
one point that you can say this is the point of the update.
But there's no like quest that drives it.
No.
It really is just like a bunch of content added to the game in general.
Well, and they've done
Like
they've done a
fireworks.
lot of that. They've added, I think they said 12 updates since Next, which came out in
July-ish.
late July, early August.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that is a lot in a few months.
Yeah.
well, and I think it shows. I think this whole game shows their kind of dedication to making something that's actually good. Because
Yeah.
there's not a lot of people working on this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Really
So-
liked.
I think he's cutting out, but
Yeah,
Oh,
so
I cut out a little bit. I cut out a little bit, but I'm back.
all right,
okay.
hit us up.
So, the biggest thing that I liked about the Visions update was that they changed the deposits a bit. So, like, planet that I was on specifically had magnetized ferrite, which is it's a couple of refining steps and it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but like it's so much easier to just mine it. But it only comes in little deposits, so you have to kind of balance running around and chasing those deposits versus mining all the ferrite and refining it for whatever you need. I don't know. I like that. I thought that the new plants were okay. I kind of wish I only saw the one that kind of like blows up and explodes on you. I think they showed that in a couple of the videos.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, Jake, you saw one that was like a giant Venus flytrap that attacked you.
Yes.
So-
it does Venus flytrap things. If you touch
Yeah,
it, it closes.
I mean, it's better than the hazardous flora always being the same tentacle thing that just
Yeah.
like reached out and tried, or like the thing that blows out toxic gas. Like there were only two. That,
Yeah.
You know, it's a good step. I hope that they go further with stuff like this. Because I would say, like, you read the descriptions on some of the like trees that you scan a tree and it says in the notes it's like neurotoxic pollen or something like that. Like they could incorporate, like, you get too close to that and your life support starts dropping too fast or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that would be part of this update with the flora, but you know,
So-
we'll
so-
see. I'm happy with what they came out with, and I think that it'll pay off in the long run. It's not anything to, you know, scream and jump up and down about, but it's a good solid update.
Yeah. So it seems like we're all happy with the last two updates at the very least. Going forward, let's do like a roundabout. What do you want going forward? Do you want more of these micro updates, or do you want another big one? What do you want out of it? Because I said I want to say at the end of Next, like we did like a little Next kind of review or post discussion. What exactly I wanted was them to really robustly fix multiplayer, which at least from like having players in the world seems to be fixed. We haven't done the missions yet, but I would like the missions to not crash, which I would guess that they're much more stable now. But I still want kind of more missions and better missions, like something that you can really do with your friends for like an extended period, like maybe like a 6-hour campaign that you can only play when you have at least one other player or something. Just like that would be big for me. What do you guys want? So I want more multiplayer, basically. Flush it out.
So what I would like to see is more options for multiple, like options in the sense like you can build an exocraft that has more than one seat, and you really need two people. Like you can drive it with one person, but you really need two people to drive it effectively. Or like you were talking about, Chris, multiplayer missions where you have to have another person to do it. Something to improve the cooperative aspect, because I don't know if it's really a problem or if it's kind of unique about this, but the multiplayer is almost like single player with some other folks. Like you're doing your own thing, and you know, occasionally someone will be like, hey, you got any chromatic metal? And you know, and then you go to find them, or they'll be like, I'm gonna do this, and you know, I need a couple of people to help me with it. So, but there's really no
driving.
There's no reason to play multiplayer. Beyond kind of just like building stuff with your friends, and that's a lot of fun, but I think that this game could be more than that. I think that there's a lot more potential here, especially on the multiplayer end, that they haven't tapped into, because exploring is that much more fun when you're exploring something with friends. You know, because you're
They really should make it more. They should encourage exploring with your friends. Like they should encourage jumping with your friends.
Yeah.
Like finding new things.
Right, like going to the same system and like kind of working as a team. And
yeah,
I don't know how you would really affect that. The other thing I would like to see is being able to sell starships, like just straight up sell them.
That's a big yes.
We had kind of talked about this the other night, and I think that I'm kind of hoping that the ability that I mentioned with the Nautilon, that you can just scan for down starships, will, maybe go a little way towards this. But, you know, if you could be a starship, like that's what you do. Some people just fly around and trade between systems. Some people, you know, do missions to get money. If you could just buy and sell starships, because this is a lot of work and there's a lot of effort that goes into even just fixing one of those things to get it to work. And if you could, you know, trade with the quote-unquote locals, I think it would add another layer of depth to the game, another layer of complexity. I'd like to see starship modification as well. Would be nice as part of that, but you know, one at a time is fine.
I would agree with all of those, especially the improving the multiplayer, because that seems to be where you kind of have to go. But the biggest thing I would like to see is improving the combat and the Sentinels, because I think I mentioned this in our last No Man's Sky video, where we all kind of took a hiatus from the game, but there's no point to the Sentinels right now. Once you start fighting them, you can kill them or you can wait, but there's no point to killing them. You just wait for them to go away. So I'd like to see them add something there that you can do with the Sentinels and maybe improve the combat a little bit, because it works, but it's not great. It's not that much fun.
They did address that a bit. I fought some Sentinels, and so if you attract like a high wanted level, and that like dog thing comes, or one of those like giant walker things, the little like scout guys have to find you before that thing shows up, versus it just spawning right in front of you and killing you instantly.
Yeah, I'm more talking about like there should be a reason to actually fight them, because right now there's no reason to fight them, because it's not like you can kill them all and get away with it. They just keep spawning in.
Well, it's kind of like the cops in GTA. Like, you can't kill them all because they will keep coming. You can run away, you can get creative with it, but you know, I don't really. That's a hard fix. That would be something that
I think it'd be good if like you got, especially in space. So the thing that bothers me the most is that the only way to really get away from the Sentinels is to dig a hole and bury yourself in a hole, or hop in your ship and skim the surface of the planet for 30 seconds until your wanted level goes away. there should be some way to, well, for starters, there should be some benefit to killing the Sentinels in space. Right now, there's nothing. Maybe make, like, kill 100 Sentinels or hold out against the Sentinels sort of quest for multiplayer. I think that would be a great thing to add. I don't know. I think there's just so much more you could do, and right now they're just a nuisance.
I would agree with that they're just kind of second. Like, you can ignore them completely and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think it's important in an exploration game, but if you wanted to, like, if you want to engage them, your options are really not that great. It's kind of the same thing over and over.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think we covered it. I think we have a good vision for the future.
Oh.
Yeah. Do y'all have any final thoughts? Like, I think we all agree that it's at least worth hopping back in. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, until they log into No Man's Sky, what should our viewers be doing with their mice and keyboards, Brian?
I don't know. Well, if you are deluded by visions, if you think that you are in fact Sean Murray, go ahead and hammer your thoughts on this update, or these updates, down in the word box there. And while you're at it, like Chris said at the beginning of the video, we're giving away a ton of Steam codes, a veritable shit ton of Steam codes, if I do say so myself. So go ahead and click that subscribe button so you get automatically entered into a chance to win one of those. And while you're at that, click the little ringing dingy in your top right hand corner of your screen so you get continuously updated with all the continuously cohesive friendship unit shit we're doing here on the Cohesive Friendship Unit channel. And smoke them if you get them, guys. That's all from me tonight, Chris.
All right. Thanks, Brian. We'll catch you guys next time.